All right, guys. So we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Physical Kid Buu got his Super EZA. This is looking like a definite stickerooski right here. I do not have a sticker on Physical Kid Buu. A lot of the very, very old Dokkan Fest, of course, I didn't give any to. Gotta get one to him. Physical Kid Buu, I mean, he very likely is going to become a must-run. I think that a lot of the discussion I've seen around this character, at least that I've personally witnessed, is people massively discounting the fact that he gives support like crazy! Dude, we're just going to overlook the gigantic support that Physical Kid Buu was a meme for years because of how big his support was. Now it's even bigger, and now it's going to be easier to utilize his support. I think Physical Kid Buu, to me, he looks like he's going to be an exceptional Super EZA character. Always love how Super EZAs have this border, this nice little border to distinguish that they are a Super EZA character. I think looks great. In terms of the build, here's what I went with. So let's start with what might be the most important aspect is the defensive equips. I do think giving Physical Kid Buu these defensive equips will be very good for him. I think to give him that extra little bit of defense. Remember, he does have damage reduction built in right away, but he is going to need to take some hits to get even more damage reduction, right? So Kid Buu gets hit twice, and he'll go from 20% damage reduction to 40% damage reduction. He gets hit 2 more times, and he'll go to 60% damage reduction. And it does just stay like that. So he gets hit 4 times, and he's fully built up. Now, I went a full dodge build. I could understand why a lot of people wouldn't like to do this. When a character needs to get hit, people usually do get scared off of dodge. But I would ask the question, why do you get scared off of a dodge build? So you acknowledge that the characters are going to probably dodge the attacks with the dodge build. The point here is that Kid Buu already should be good against a lot of kind of just like normal. Think of like Exchange Majin Buu, how the character is usually really tanky unless the biggest super attack is coming in. Physical Kid Buu, I think, could be similar. Not against maybe some of the STR bosses that are type disadvantage for him. Unfortunately, he is just the worst typing. But I think it's going to be very important to give him the extra defensive ability. This guy has built-in crits, so you don't have to go crit. You could go additionals for a little bit of extra damage. But, I mean, at least my viewpoint of this Kid Buu is that he is going to participate towards you winning events by making your good characters better and by not dying himself. Those are the 2 things you need from him. You do not need Kid Buu to do double super, double crit. Oh my god, so much damage. His role is to make other characters better. So I just want him to be a safer option to make other characters on the team better. Alright guys, so we're here in an event. We got the curse. What do we call it? The showcase curse or some shit. I don't know. Where we get Physical Kid Buu in slot 7, unfortunately. Don't worry, we're going to be here for a while taking a look at Kid Buu. So Kid Buu is going to be a very explosive and good character. We probably should... So we're here in the Supreme Battle Spectacle Vegeta fight. I like using this as kind of like a showcase fight. So remember, one of the big things is early in these fights, we do need to recognize that Kid Buu needs to be hit 4 times. So, I mean, I want to put him right here to build up. Vegeta could super right away and seal us, although remember, with bosses that carry these debilitating debuffs, like sealing and stunning and stuff like that, if you dodge it, you're going to dodge the debuff as well. So, let's keep Kid Buu right there. Oh, one big thing about Kid Buu, right? So, this is going to be a nice asset to Buuhan and Android 21 if you're talking about running a Majin Power team, because Kid Buu is going to arrive as another Big Bad Bosses character. I've talked about this a lot, but right now in the 9th anniversary meta, Big Bad Bosses is completely dead. The characters, it's just not good. It's not good. Like, Hirudegarn, we know how it could go south. Frieza has no place in the game whatsoever, and then it's just like, it's just trash. It's waves of trash. So, like, Dokkan, they should make it a priority soon to do some, like, you know, we gotta get, like, a real, like, villain team going here with these Big Bad Bosses characters and stuff like that. But Kid Buu and Buuhan, you know, they're gonna be, of course, major factors here with Big Bad Bosses. You know, it is so funny how, so, like, we click this, and this doesn't show Android 21, because she only gets it when she transforms. They probably should look into adding, like, okay, so, like, let me actually just quickly show something on the Dokkan Wiki, how the Dokkan Wiki does it. I think Dokkan could do something similar. All right, so here's the Dokkan Wiki. Notice, like, they've got the little fight, like, this is like a little transformation symbol. I think that's, you know, like, something similar is what Dokkan should do, and kind of just, like, show the character there. But, okay, anyway. So, Kid Buu's link set, let's just go over this, and then we'll just play the rest of the turn out here. So, it's Majin, Brutal Beatdown, More Than Meets the Eye, that's, like, his one shit link. Big Bad Bosses, Infinite Generation, oh, this is interesting, Fierce Battle, then Wall Standing Tall. 9 times out of 10, or maybe more like 99 times out of 100, Fierce Battle or Shattering Limit are going to be the last link, unless it's an LR where Legendary Power is always the last link. All right, so we're going to put Kid Buu in slot 1 right here with the goal to have him get hit a couple of times. We'll see if the dodge build, there will be times where the dodge build will be bad for us. It's going to happen. Oh, okay, 16 million he does, though. All right, he's taking a little bit more damage than I was anticipating. We got the Hidden Potential System additional. Okay, sure, there's a crit. Bam, bam. All right, he's fully built up. Okay, so now he has 60% damage reduction. Here's Super. Watch, that we'll dodge this. No, we'll eat it as well. Okay, sure. And he's at double digits. All right, I mean, it's a powerful super that Vegeta's doing right there, so okay. Well, I mean, that worked out well. We just immediately got all of our hits. Yeah, like I said, there is going to be runs where the dodge could be bad for that Kid Buu, but we're going to have so many runs where it's like, you know, Kid Buu's going to dodge, and I'm going to be seal clapping and giggling and and it's going to be awesome because he dodged, right? So, I mean, there's a little bit of risk reward with the character, but it's worth it. Now, one thing, there's a couple of things to talk about with what Kid Buu did on that turn. I just wanted to get some footage in of him quick, but remember, Kid Buu is bringing a lot to the rotation. Now, one point I want to highlight right here is that Kid Buu recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time he gets hit 2 times in battle. So the way that's structured is, you know, Kid Buu could get hit once next turn, and then the turn after that, he'd only need to get hit once, and he'd get the 10% HP regen. That, of course, will synergize super well with the Majin Power team, which you guys know. Here's the thing with the Majin Power team, and one reason why I really would heavily encourage probably defensive equips first and then dodge after that, is that you just need to live. The point is, if you live like a big attack, the boss is not really going to be able to whittle you down unless it's like Blue Gogeta. Maybe the Red Zone Kid Buu boss could when he's fully built up and he's not debuffed at all. Or, you know, Blue Gogeta after he supers or something like that. But that's what it's going to take the Majin Power team down. All right, so this turn, we're going to be able to get Big Bad Bosses up. We're not going to have... Last turn, we had a lot of support from that 50% Super Buu. Let's go ahead and just transform into Buuhan right here. And then now our link set, we're going to be looking really good here.
これはいい。前よりさらにパワーアップしてしまったぞ。すぐ楽にしてやる。ほんの少し苦しむだけだ。
Alright, so now we'll have the Big Bad Bosses link up. So we're going to have everything up here except for Brutal Beatdown, which is definitely, I mean, it's a nice little bit of damage. It's 15% damage. And then More Than Meets the Eye. Again, More Than Meets the Eye sucks. It has no value whatsoever on Kid Buu. I just don't really see avenues where we're going to have this activated. It's just mostly a dead link. Maybe with Janemba, with Fat Janemba, we could get value from this, but like it's just going to be something like that. All right, let's talk about Kid Buu's support here. So when Kid Buu shows up, if HP is 70% or more, Kid Buu is going to be giving all allies 2 key 50% attack and defense. Then he gives an additional 1 key 10% attack and defense to super class allies, and an additional 2 key 20% attack and defense to extreme class allies. So like right now on this turn, Kid Buu is giving Fat Buu and Buuhan 70% stats. It's just nuts. So this is Buuhan. How many stacks did we get? Did we? It might have been 2 stacks. So we have Buuhan here with 2 stacks, And, you know, remember, when Buuhan begins his volley of supers, he builds up a lot of stats like that. He doesn't have any Buuhan supers in yet. So, like, Kid Buu's impact on the team is going to be huge. Fat Buu, is up to 400k defense already right there. Remember how much defense Fat Buu is getting when he supers. Kid Buu is bringing a huge amount of value to the team, and he does not directly need to tank the 3 million super to do it. Kid Buu does not need to do 5 super attack crits to bring value to the team. He is dramatically strengthening the rest of the team up. And I just, again, just from what I personally have witnessed over the last day or so, it seems like this is going over a lot of people's heads for some reason. Okay, so like, let's look at Kid Buu's defense itself. So he gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets a 20% crit, 20% damage reduction at the start of turn. Then he gets 250% attack and defense on super attack. So his defense right here, the only additional defense he's going to get for this turn is the 250% he gets on super attack. Remember, super EZAs do not change super attack effects. Kid Buu's super attack effect is terrible. All he does is immense, and he lowers enemy defense. So that's the other thing, is that additionals are not going to give you big value for this character. Well, I mean, with his built-in crits, and, you know, he's going to do reasonable damage. I mean, yeah, sure, like that. This could be bad if Buuhan eats this and then eats a lot of attacks after. Okay. Oh, he's at double digits. Okay, perfect. Because remember, Evolution Blue Vegeta, he does monster damage on the super attack, but then he applies the huge defensive debuff. So we've seen very good characters, you know, be able to maybe live the super, but then the normals whittle them away afterwards, because the defensive debuff causes you to take a lot of additional damage. Okay, sure. There's Buuhan doing his thing. Alright, so we'll see what Kid Buu does right here. I mean, certainly Kid Buu giving Big Bad Bosses to Buuhan plus the 70% support really would help Buuhan be able to live in that situation against Evolution Blue Vegeta. 16 million for Kid Buu, sure. Then there's the crit. So the way Kid Buu, I believe the way it works is the crits building up on being hit and the damage reduction being built up on hit are not actually the same thing, right? So Kid Buu's damage reduction, he has 20% at the start. He gets hit 2 times. He has another 20% damage reduction. He has 40% damage reduction. Then he gets hit 2 more times. Now he has 60% damage reduction. And it is 60% damage reduction. But I believe the crit does not actually work that way. It's like the way it's like multiplicative. So I believe Kid Buu, I think I saw someone say it's a 52% chance to crit is what he has fully built up. It's not a 60% chance to crit, right? But he does have the 60% damage reduction. A little weird, but that is correct. Damn, I wish... Well, no, I could probably do that, and we could still give him the physical orbs. Yeah. Wish I get more physical... That Super Buu... Like, we can kind of get away with that physical Super Buu or, like, LR Super Buu. Like, the Majin Power team is... especially now with Super EZA Kid Buu, it's really good. So we could get away with, like, a weak character at the end and kind of, like, that last slot. But, you know, we do still want to be pretty cautious. Alright, so here was our first run with Kid Buu. I thought from what we saw, he looked very good. I think we do need to dodge this, probably. Okay, we didn't. We're not dodging the supers. Oh, wow, he hit that very well. Damn. Okay, I thought we needed to dodge it, but mainly because of if we'd get hit afterwards. Damn, yeah, Exchange Buu is really good. I mean, people know that. Exchange Buu is super good. What I do want to see is I would like to enter a turn where we don't have Kid Buu's full support up. So the HP threshold is 70%. So, like, right now we're below it, but I don't know if we're actually going to be below it at the end of the turn. Probably not, because Fat Buu is going to heal us at the end of the turn, and also this Buu is healing us when he supers. Yeah, we're above. Oh, no. Okay, one more. Dude, that was a 3 dodge that saved our bacon right there. Can you believe that? Dodge, man. It's crazy. Man, I feel so bad for the people who are just so stubborn that, like, their stubbornness equates to stupidity at a certain point, right? Now, I don't like the build I have on this guy. I really want to change it to full dodge, Oh, I upgraded his equips. Yeah, so he has higher than 3 dodge now. Because I use this guy enough, I decided to upgrade his equips. Occasionally when I'm out exercising, like sometimes I'll glance at some characters I might use for Battlefield or as maybe like the last unit on some of these teams and see if I can't upgrade some of their equips and stuff like that. This is one of the characters I did. Doing that, you know, like, I don't know, like a week ago I was outside exercising at 4 a.m. just walking around and I gave him a little extra dodge and that saved our run here. Okay, so on this turn, we have the very low HP. Buuhan's still at 1.3 million. That's with a defensive debuff, too. Buuhan is... although I don't think it shows. Buuhan, I believe, is defensive debuffed, like, when it comes time for Vegeta to hit him, but I don't think it shows it right there. I don't think. Okay, so yeah, now that we're below 70% HP, Kid Buu is giving all allies 1 key, 30% attack and defense. Still pretty good as kind of like a baseline buff, but then it's not done. Then he gives another 1 key for superclass characters, but then 1 key and 20% attack and defense for extreme class allies. So Kid Buu, even at this low HP level, is still giving 50% stats to the other Buus. I mean, 50% support is just... it's strong, man. It's really strong. Factor in the fact that a lot of times this guy's going to be carrying 60% damage reduction around. He potentially could be healing. Again, his support is still hitting superclass characters. I mean, I don't really see what else they could have done besides just, I mean, give him even more defense. I mean, you know, up to 80% damage reduction. But it's like, how busted are they going to make it? Like, understand, this is a 2015 character, and he has this level of performance, shooting out 16 million attack stats while having over a 50% chance to crit, right? Giving 70% support, healing, working perfectly on the team. I don't know. He just looks really good to me. Like, he looks super good. Like, this is exactly the type of character that villains need. Like villains need. Like, all Dokkan has to do this another, you know, 7, 8 times over the course of 2024, and villains, you know, we're going to be looking really good, right? Again, if you're a global player sitting there, remember, there's going to be missions. It's going to be, you know, beat Cell Max with one of every extreme class typing character. And this physical Kid Buu, I mean, he looks like he'll be very solid for that. He's going to get crushed by any Cell Max attacks at the start, right? Like that, you're not even going to have a chance to build up his damage reduction. He's going to be dead. But, you know, there's other fights besides just Cell Max, right? Alright, let's see. Buuhan at this point I don't think would die even if he gets hit by the super attack. We, you know, have too much support. Buuhan has too many stacks up. I think we're fine. He did dodge it this time. Okay, nice. Alright, let's see what Kid Buu does. So this is a little bit of a weakened Kid Buu, and it's still 15 million. Nice. And then remember, he's got the huge damage reduction right here, even if he does get hit. Yeah, he looks really good. I do think that the build I gave him, too, is what I would heavily recommend to you guys. I feel like a lot of people are not going to do it because they get so scared that they have to get these hits, but understand that, I mean, Kid Buu at the start, too, taking the hits, I mean, it's going to be a risk. It depends on what the fight is. I guess we did run him in slot 1 on that first turn. You know, you're probably not going to want to do that, but... yeah, getting hits always it can be tough because it's just out of your control, right? And it's like, if Kid Buu's going to take so much damage before he attacks, it could be very, very spooky doing that. Alright, let's get a little bit more footage from Kid Buu, but he looks to me to be supremely impressive. Alright guys, just real quick, I'm in one of these events where the enemies are invincible, because what I wanted to get was the same rotation we had last time, except with Buuhan transform. So we'll have the support, we'll have Kid Buu, and we'll have Buuhan around for big bad bosses. Is kind of what I want to see. But let's just go ahead and get this opening rotation. So this is Kid Buu, turn 1. We can kind of see the level of stats he's at and stuff like that. Now remember, when it comes to a showcase like Kid Buu, that, like, just his performance is not completely what we're looking at here. You know, we also do want to see the numbers that, like, this Buu is getting to, right? What the other EZA Buu tanks, those other characters, kind of like the damage numbers they hit. 18 million we got to right there. Okay. We want to see these other numbers that Kid Buu is getting. because or that he's giving to the rest of the team, because that's what his role is. Kid Buu, I think the first most important way to look at Kid Buu is as a support. Focus on the extra stats he's giving to the rest of the team. I think that's the most important part of him. Alright guys, no reason for us not to just get a little bit more footage, show, you know, some of these rotations with Kid Buu, just as we're getting to the rotation I want to go to. I think I kind of want to take a glance at Kid Buu. We might do a second run. Kid Buu does have a couple of 200% teams. We did see Kid Buu essentially on Majin Power. I mean, what we were really running was Buu Saga, right? Running him on Fat Buu's team. I kind of want to just maybe build like a Hirudegarn team, and then maybe just do a couple of runs maybe against Supreme Battle Spectacle UI Goku, right? Like, so like we see how Kid Buu looks surrounded by all these Majin Buu characters. Like maybe what happens if we're running on Hirudegarn's team with like fewer Buu characters and stuff like that. Because remember, Kid Buu is not locked to any type of team. I think that's a big thing. Kid Buu does not have any restrictions whatsoever. You don't have to worry about Buu Saga, Majin Power, nothing like that. Kid Buu is going to be buffing superclass characters. UI Goku, he's going to be buffing Broly, he's going to be buffing Rose, he's going to be buffing Gohan, he's going to be buffing Cell. Kid Buu is going to be buffing everyone. As long as he's on the leader skill, I think he should be able to work rather well. I mean, you know, provided you could safely get the hits in, or, you know, have him not take too many hits. I mean, depending. I think Kid Buu is going to have a good role moving forward. Alright guys, here we go. So this is the rotation I wanted to see. These should be the highest stats that we'll go ahead and get from Kid Buu in the video. Now remember, when it comes to like Kid Buu's buffs, I mean, most should know this, but so Kid Buu gets 250% attack and defense on super attack from his passive. That only activates once, right? So Kid Buu is not going to get any extra value from additional supers. Like, he's not going to have higher damage or anything like that. Like, he'll still do, you know, another 20 million attack set or something like that, you know, with the potentially 50% chance to crit from his built-in passive. But he doesn't have a super... The super attack effect is what applies every single time a super characters, right? Or every single time a character supers. So, you know, if we have Tech Ultimate Gohan, the reason we want to give him additionals is specifically for his super attack effects and stuff. So, alright, let's see what Kid Buu does right here. This should be his best turn. We have all links activated except for More Than Meets the Eye. We have the big support from EZA Super Buu. We're also going to be able to have the max HP support from Kid Buu, right? Like, this is essentially, I mean, sort of like his best situation. Or at least a very good situation for him, right? So let's see what number Kid Buu gets up to. Should be like 20 million, 21 million, 22, something like that. 20 million. Sure. And then what is it? 52% chance to crit. There it is. We do get the hidden potential some additional super. So look at that right there. So on this turn, Kid Buu did 20 million supers. He had 60% damage reduction, 52% chance to crit, and he had he had, you know, he had the defense, the 70% support. Like, think of all the different things that Kid Buu is giving to the team. It's nice. Right, the support is huge, defense is good once he takes his hits, he can do reasonable damage. I'm liking Kid Buu. Alright guys, so we're kind of running Kid Buu on kind of like Hirudegarn's team, which is Movie Boss and Resurrected Warriors here. Kind of just seeing how he is going to be able to perform. Remember, Kid Buu is actually getting the 200% leader skill from this. Here's what Kid Buu's 200% leader skills are. This one thing that does bode very well, by the way, is this. The fact that Kid Buu is on Gamma 1's 200%, because you certainly, for taking down the Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast Gohan Artificial Lifeform mission, would want to use Gamma 1, because Gamma 1 has got that unarmed, you know, super, like, nullification. The same thing that, you know, Red Zone Kid Buu has that terrorizes people. Gamma 1 has, which works very effectively against that Supreme Battle Spectacle Beast Gohan fight. So, Kid Buu under Gamma 1's umbrella is going to have the 200% leader skill. That's going to be really good. Alright, so, I guess no reason not to just put Kid Buu on slot 1 right here. I mean, this would be a decent rotation for him. Kid Buu is going to work fairly well with Hirudegarn, right? They're going to have a couple of different links here. We have, what, Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, and Fierce Battle. I can see that this friend Hirudegarn is not level 10 links, which is not very good, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe I'll just float this Hirudegarn off. We'll just do this. Let's put Kid Buu in slot 1 to try and get these hits in on him early. I don't want to keep the fight going, you know, super long where I'm not really trying to get Kid Buu his hits early. Because UI Goku does get pretty nasty later on. Alright, so he does take a little bit of damage, but there's some of the damage reduction already up. He's at a 13 million attack set right there. Again, just kind of seeing some different stats. I'll probably just jump around a little bit in this fight right here. You know, just getting a little bit more footage of Super EZA Kid Buu before we finish up. Alright, we took a little bit of damage early on right there. So this is Kid Buu, you know, without the craziest level of his support. But look at all the HP regeneration we get. Oh! How about that? There we go. Hey, look, guys. Easy peasy. Bam. Broly, Chila, and Lemo, we'll go ahead and hit that. So we have a little bit of support up. Broly, Chila, and Lemo, again, are going to be another great villain character we could take advantage of. So we'll be able to get big bad bosses for Kid Buu, so this will turn into a good rotation. This team, this is a little quirky, but I think that this is a very effective setup. Kid Buu is going to help kind of... How do I want to say this? Bring a lot of pieces to get. Look at this. We're just back up to full. And it's like, you know, the thing is Exchange Majin Buu. Well, I guess Exchange Buu, in order for their some of their extra damage reduction, they do need a Majin power character on the same rotation. So, I mean, running a setup like this, I will just have to be aware of that. Now, remember, Broly, Chila, and Lemo, they do give damage reduction support, but it's to movie bosses and super bosses characters, which Kid Buu is not on either of those. But Broly, Chila, and Lemo did have Rainbow Orb support, and we had defensive support from the Tech Orbs that we gave to Kid Buu. There is at 15.8. Remember, on this rotation, we were under the HP threshold, so Kid Buu was only giving the 50% of stats. So now we get to this next turn. We're going to kill UI Goku in one volley right here, because, ding, 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 we have this. I'm going to go ahead and play this. We're going to activate the domain, which is going to buff Kid Buu. Remember, this buffs extreme class characters. I definitely do like that Broly OST, right? That's that one is pretty... Oh, wait, that was new, right? Wait, what? Y'all saw that? Oh, I missed that before when we used Broly. That was new. Let's use Hirudegarn in slot 1 right here. Because if we do this, we will go ahead and take advantage of his extra additional, which we potentially could get. Hirudegarn wouldn't die to UI. Just make sure you get one dodge in. Oh, please. God, dude. Come on. I put Hirudegarn right there because he gets the extra additional with a dodge. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, man. It's fine. Okay. Anyway. We had 2 cracks at it and he doesn't do it. What I just want to look at is... So Broly's domain, he gives extreme class allies and enemies an extra 10% attack and defense. Then there's another 10% attack and defense for characters on Exploding Rage or movie bosses, which of course Kid Buu is not on either of those. And then superclass characters take 10% increased damage, and that's superclass enemies and allies, right? This is why people love Broly so much, by the way. It is true that you can kind of just have him sit in slot 2, and then he just does this. He just goes on and on forever. That's why, like, Broly is where the real, like my mind is screwed up by seeing all the cut-ins from, you know, his barrage of 50 supers that he does. All right, so there we go. So now we have Kid Buu. We have a very good rotation for Kid Buu with Broly, Chila, and Lemo. Guys, is it really that easy? There we go. Bro, look. Broly, Chila, and Lemo. All you do is you just load into the rotation, and, I mean, hey, bam, 100% dodge. That's pretty good. All right, so this is going to be a really strong rotation for Kid Buu. Is this going to be better? We actually might see him perform better on this turn than we saw before, because we have Broly's domain support up, right? Right this. Bam, that's up. Okay. All right, let's see what Kid Buu does. And again, we're very safe right here. UI Goku is a 2 million plus super attack boss, but it doesn't matter when you have 100% dodge. So yeah, nice job. Them having big bad bosses is really huge. It's gonna, I mean, for Kid Buu, right? Like, it's really gonna make Kid Buu look a lot better. All right, so don't forget too that Kid Buu on this rotation is giving 70% support. It's just, he can't like let that be overlooked. The dominant power of huge support. Okay, sure. Then Kid Buu gets up to 22 million. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, I'll take it. The character doing 22 million attack stats, who's giving 70% support. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I'd say so. Alright, guys, so there was Super EZA Physical Kid Buu. I would say he looked very, very impressive to me, and I really plead with people not to overlook with the fact that this is a 2015 character, dude. He's from 2015. Alright, so this is Heartless Destruction, Buu Kid. Leader skills, all types, key 3 and 50% to HP and defense. And then attack goes up to 80%. More HP remaining, the greater the attack boost. Remember that Super EZAs only change the passive. And that's where we get to the next portion right here. Planetary Destruction. So Kid Buu gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then 20% chance to crit and 20% damage reduction, just baseline start of turn. Then he gets 250% attack and defense on super attack. Then if HP is 70% or more, Kid Buu gives all allies 2 key, 50% attack and defense. Super class allies get an additional 1 key and 10% attack and defense. And then extreme class allies get an additional 2 key and 20% attack and defense. So when HP is 70% or more, Kid Buu is giving 4 key and 70% attack and defense to extreme class, and 3 key and 60% attack and defense to super class. That is a monster ability. That makes them very good if you want to mix and mingle super and extreme class characters on some of these teams. Resurrected Warriors, Transformation Boost, Majin Buu Saga. That's really good. Transformation Boost? Hello? Right? Like, the build people will want to run is they go Broly, Beast, Evolution Blue Vegeta, you know, maybe Gogeta, Broly, Chi, and Lemo, and then bam, we could throw in Kid Buu at the 6th slot, right? The thing about Broly's team that's very good is every single character that comes out is on Broly's team. Like, basically, every single character is on Broly's team. So, Kid Buu will work incredibly well to kind of bridge the gap if you're going to run a team mixed with a lot of super class, extreme class type characters, stuff like that, right? So that's good. Then if HP is 69% or less, Kid Buu gives all allies 1 key and 30% attack and defense, then an additional 1 key for super class characters, and an additional 1 key and 20% attack and defense for extreme class characters. So when HP is 69% or less, he gives super class characters 2 key, 30% attack and defense, and then he gives extreme class characters 2 key and 50% attack and defense. Very, very good. 50% support no matter what is super good. Then Kid Buu gets a 20% chance to crit up to a maximum of 40%, and then a 20% damage reduction up to 40% every time he gets hit twice. So Kid Buu needs to get hit 4 times to be fully built up, and then that would get him the 60% damage reduction, and then I believe the number is 52% chance to crit is what he gets up to after he receives those hits, which is still good. You know, you have a 50-50 shot basically to get a crit on a character that's going to be doing, you know, 15 million, 16 million, 17 million, 18 million, something like that. On a lot of kind of like just like normal strong teams. So that's good. I mean, that type of attack stat coming from a character whose primary role is to buff other characters, I really like it. Then Kid Buu recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn every time he gets hit 2 or more times in battle, up to once within the turn. So every time he's hit twice, he'll heal 10% HP at the end of the turn. Does, of course, synergize very well with the Majin Power team, so that's good. His super attack, Planet Burst, is just immense damage and lowers defense. That, of course, does not change with the Super EZA. Then his links, Majin, Brutal Beatdown, More Than Meets the Eye, Big Bad Bosses, Infinite Regeneration, Fierce Battle, and Wall Standing Tall. Remember, More Than Meets the Eye, that's his one dead, pointless link that you'll never pretty much have activated. Maybe if Fat Janemba gets his EZA and he becomes a monster soon, on like Broly's team or something like that, but for the most part, we're not going to really get value out of more than meets the eye. Then its 12 key multiplier is 140%, lower than the typical 150% number for Dokkan Fest exclusives, but again, understand, even though it says 2016, this is the global wiki that we're on right here. Oh, actually, I've got the JP one right here. If we go here, he came out on October, he's Halloween of 2015. This guy came out, basically. Halloween of 2015. I just have this because these are his best linking partners. So, there we go. There is the Super EZA physical Kid Buu, like all that different stuff that he does. And then, of course, our boy does have quite a few teams Kid Buu is on. So, he, of course, is on the Resurrected Warrior category team. We ran him on here today. That was the best he looked, was probably on the Resurrected Warrior team. Then we also ran him on the Majin Buu Saga team as well. That was what Fat Buu had. Then there is the Transformation Boost team he's on. This, of course, is Broly's team, so we could pretty easily just kind of fit Kid Buu on there, and he's going to work well. He'll buff, you know, Transforming Vegeta, Beast, all these characters. Evolution Blue Vegeta, all these good characters would be on that team. Kid Buu's also on the Artificial Lifeform team. Again, I mean, global players are not even going to have a challenge at this point from the Beast Gohan Supreme Battle Spectacle mission. It's just not really going to be that tough with how better Artificial Lifeform is. Then Kid Buu is also on the Majin Power team, of course, which is good. Kid Buu is also over here on Planetary Destruction. Oh yeah, he'll make a great asset to the Planetary Destruction category, because that's again another like team that potentially has like a lot of super class and extreme class characters on it. Okay, cool. So there's that. Then Kid Buu is also on the Storied Figures category team. Kid Buu could be a nice asset if there's any missions for that, which there was a Legendary Freeze event mission for him, for Storied Figures. Then Kid Buu is also on the Sworn Enemy category, so Kid Buu will be great for the mission for Red Zone Kid Buu. That will be huge to take advantage of, Kid Buu in there. Then Kid Buu is also on the Legendary Existence category team. And then finally, Kid Buu is down here on Accelerated Battle. That's what this category is right here, the Accelerated Battle team. I cannot wait to see Accelerated Battle get like some sort of super powerful leader skill. The Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku does have it, but the only thing about him is that he does want a lot of Buu Saga characters. That's the only, so he's not really a great leader for this, but I mean, well, Buu Saga will give Super Saiyan 3 Goku his passive, right? Then Kid Buu is also on, what is this one? This is Worldwide Chaos. Yeah, he's on the Worldwide Chaos. He's on Fusion Zamasu's team. Nice. That'll be helpful for sure, right? He'll have big bad bosses, be able to help that team a little bit. And then finally, Kid Buu is, of course, on the Battle of Fate category team. So there we go. There is Super EZA physical Kid Buu. As you guys can see, this guy is a monster. It's hard to say. I think I'm leaning towards this guy as probably the second best EZA TUR to me, I think. I think Tech Gohan, it's going to be a little too easy for Tech Ultimate Gohan to be able to just sit in slot 1 and dominate, whereas that's not really going to be the same case for physical Kid Buu. I mean, that's not necessarily his role, but I think the role that Tech Ultimate Gohan can accomplish is just so goddamn valuable. Although I don't want to pretend, I mean, again, two bad bitches can coexist. We don't want to pretend that Kid Buu with his monster support isn't also mega valuable. But I think I probably like Tech Gohan definitely at 1. But I think I would have Kid Buu as the number 2 EZA TUR. And it's so competitive now. All these EZA TUR characters are just so damn good. So let me know what you guys think of Super EZA physical Kid Buu. Mwah! I'll catch you guys next time.